Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, hey, welcome to my show here. I think this is a really important topic we need to really discuss on here. Don't realize that a threat is a threat, and I personally take threats very personally, seriously, to everybody else. Now, we got a whole new breed of people now. We got these newbies entering the arena, such as the idiot over in Boracay Beach. We're going to try not to use names of today, but I think I'll make the references and you could put it together. Is that fair enough? Um, they want to be seen, heard. They want the views, they want the subs, and they want donations, which is the denominator practically does a show on here. I was maybe one of the few people that had a lot of things other than the monetization achieve some kind of a goal to make money on my show, which I never did. Could have installed PayPal, a lot of things. It was never my endeavor to come on here and get rich because special channel to produce quality material and actually get rich on it, unless there's drama involved. But that's story here is that a lot of people that come on here and they start trouble in the community don't realize somebody out there, maybe only, if not only one takes that goes the distance, someone who's been studying you and you never even knew it. One person that knows the bars you hang out at. One person. All it takes is one person who is crazed enough, pissed off to actually bring something into action. And a lot of these people on here blowing their horn, figuring they're behind the protective comforts of a hotel room or wherever they might live, behind their computer screen or phone screen, feel that they can get away with just about anything. Well, there's one person that didn't get away with it, and I will mention the name, of course. We all know this, Barry Lee Jordan. Tough journey. And before I go on, I'd like to address this to Popeye. Popeye, I know you'd like to have the credit of having Barry in jail, the credit, but you never mention the fact of the 5 counts of cybercrime against him. You don't want to mention that. Why is it that nobody else wants to mention that? It's been made a real deal. It's happened. I didn't bullshit about it. Credit, folks, that I don't bullshit on my show. If I say I'm going to do something and you can count on it, that one way or another, behind the scenes, I don't have to announce everything I say or do on YouTube. I can put up, now I went to a DIY store that just opened up. Little piddly shit, okay? What goes on behind the scenes, even Barry couldn't figure it out. Barry had no idea he was being tracked. Idea that he was followed to his girlfriend's house. He had no idea that it was a definite deal. It was already known all the way back in time that it was already known exactly where he was living, which stores what kind of shirt he was wearing, how often he took a fucking piss. Everything was known. And through some careful planning, and with 5 agents, my own attorney, and accompanied by some informant who led the way to where Barry lived. Now, some people say, well, because they not the ones responsible for getting him in jail, say that do with Barry being in immigration, that's so far from the truth. He would have got away with this for years if it wasn't for my efforts, my tireless efforts through time. When I said I had enough, I'm going to do something about this, and I was made fun of. Frank ain't going to do anything. Well, I did not. Barry faces a long haul. It's not going to be pleasant for him at all. Now, I want everybody to think about it, what Barry is going through, and what he go through. How about some thumbs up? He will go through. Barry is, as I said, whether they're such a name or anybody else, but I can speak for myself personally. Me as a child predator, you're on my shit list and you're on my hit list. And I don't mean disclaimer. You don't call anybody that. Barry is paying the price for that. It's suits and other comments about me. Many times he denies all the allegations. Where is he? Take a guess. Where is he? No, he's not having a great old time. No, he's not in Bikutan. certain freedoms he has, and it's probably kind of rooms that he would normally rent. So we don't really. The point is, he is isolated. I mean, he is confined. And don't kid yourself when he's on a show like, hey, look, it's good. I got this, I got that. Look at all this food. The guy wasn't even great what he brought to him. Oh, no, you better go back home and get the other brisket. This is what you're dealing with here. The man is never going to change. And I swore to myself, and I said, it takes, I'll deal with the stress, I'll deal with the money, I'll deal with whatever I have to do. I'm going to get that mofo in jail. That's exactly what I did. I may talk the talk, but I walk the walk. I do what I need has to be done, depending on the merits of the crime. Now, we have some individuals really cocky. They've been doing shows lately and calling people names. And, you know, collectively, a power. Who's going to attack us? Nobody. But what you don't understand, because they're so fucking, well, they're a bunch of, when they go out to a bar somewhere, and follow. They don't know that. Where they live. Anybody know where they live? You'd be surprised. When you knock somebody's wife or girlfriend, manner that these people have. If you make threats they have, if you act cocky like these people act cocky, going to be repercussions. Always is. There always is. Good morning. I feel that they can get away with it, but you know, I know a guy named Barry Lee Jordan. You remember Barry Lee Jordan? A name that's kind of fading, you know, not having a great time in his life. People think they can get away with shit. They think. But then they get awfully surprised. Believe me, I'm willing to pay the money to have an investigator. I mean, that's how far I'll go. I've never done it. Who's to say I'm not doing it? Who's to say that I don't have people on my that are researching things for me? Who's to say? You're not to say. No, only I know. How do I get all this information that I get? I get quite a bit of information, but only nosy body has nothing has to do with the fact, did they or did they not offend or people that I love in my life? Yes or no? Did they go? There's some prerequisites for me to do anything. Definite prerequisites, or else I don't do anything. Did I warn people to stop? Did I warn people that I will do a case? I will go as far as I did with Barry Lee Jordan. Did I not say that on my show? And that if they persist on going beyond my requests, that's when I take it. Now, from this point on in this show, I will never mention anything that would even lead up to any kind of information as to what I plan to do or anything, if I do it at all. I do things the proper way. I give the one. I say, don't do this anymore, or else. Well, I did this to Barry, else. And a lot of people didn't believe me. But where is he now? That's the bottom line of all this. He's never going to marry his girlfriend. Ain't going to happen. In jail for several years, minimum. Now, that's just waiting for the trial. But let's move further than that. If they approve the charges on him, five, count them, five for each one of these counts, if trial court decides to take that kind of action, okay? 10 years imprisonment in the Philippines. It's quite possible. This is no hyperbole going on here. It is quite possible. Or can he handle 7 years in lockup? But that's the question that some trolls have to ask themselves. Can I afford to go anything? Is it worth me mouthing off on YouTube? Is it worth stalking people? Is it worth attacking people? Is it worth putting on donation drives that only profits the person? The donation drive. America? You don't have the same rights as America here. When you think about that, I mean, look how long it's going to take. I mean, in America, they'll have you in prison for a while, throw you in a holding tank for a while, but they'll get to it. It's not like the waiting time you're going to have here in the Philippines. You are lost and forgotten in the penal system out here. You're just lost and forgotten about. Okay, you're going to take, you're going to be at the bottom of the list, which means that's how much more you have to spend in jail. Okay. Not what I'm saying. Whoever's listening, we've got 37 strong out there. People that have been getting on my ass lately have been getting on a lot of people's ass. There are newbies, such as the moron Mordecai, who has been making a whole lot of enemies on here. People get behind a protective screen of their communication device, computer and or cell phone. Or they don't go on camera, but there's always somebody that sees you out there with your cell phone, and this must be that vlogger. There are always people that what you look like because of all the shows you put on camera. and you say you're going to go to a bar. Who's to say that somebody is not going to come there with weapon, baseball bat, rock, knife, gun? Hey, who's to say? Who's to say? Is it impossible? No, it's certainly not impossible. If somebody hates you enough and you offended their family or something, you don't know. Don't pretend that you do. Ever. I can name a couple of people right off the bat that's in serious trouble, legally, but certainly physically, because they have pissed off sometimes in more than one country. Yeah, they certainly have. All the shit talk they want on their YouTube channel. But you know what? After a while, it all catches up to you. Caught up with Barry. Barry's alive. You know why Barry's alive? Because I allowed him to be alive. If you grew up the way I did, and you called me a fucking child family, there would be no bickering. There wouldn't be no legal issue, no lawyers. There wouldn't be any of the above. People in New York took care in accordance to what the situation was. None of this bullshit. You were in the Hudson or East River. Take your choice. You were buried up in the Adirondacks somewhere. Be grateful that I don't do that stuff. And I had reason to do it. Yeah, I do take things like that very seriously. Be a fucking child predator. Ever. Because I will hunt you down, fucking country. I will hunt you down, hire an investigator, whatever it is. I don't want to hear it no more. I don't want any implications regarding that. Barry's going to regret that for the rest of his fucking life. Dealt with me. No, folks, I wasn't sitting back, bunch of bullshit stories. I'm going to get even with you. I'm going to get even with you. I'm going to get even with you. I was working, unfortunately, for COVID. It shut everything down. Everything down. He would have been in jail and deported irreverently. It was the COVID that prevented anything legally in the Philippines from any action taken upon this. It was the COVID. That's all it was. Very close. Then COVID came and bam, fucked everything up. It didn't stop me. It never stopped me. That would have never stopped anyway until I got back from Hawaii. TGIF. If you knew what was going through my mind when I found out that cocksucker was right about 25 feet away from me. If you only knew. Opportunity existed, and it almost happened. If it wasn't in public with cameras, back from COVID, and I did not want to go back to United States. Anything that was going to fuck up my reunion of being with my girlfriend again. 2 months of being gone, it was hell for me. It was hell being away from her. I wasn't about the physical confrontation with anyone at that point. However, let me finish this. However, when he raised his glass, as Brevis likes to say, I loaded. Yeah, tell that directly to Mick's face. You wouldn't, you fucking coward. All he had to do, I saw him reaching for his pocket. I knew prior to that of his shows that he carried a knife, and I knew exactly. I pay attention to these things. I pocket it was in his right pocket. That's exactly. He was slowly that video and take a look and see his hesitation on his right. His idea was to throw a thick glass bottle at my head if I proceeded. The reason he brought Brian Hollywood down there is because, as he always said, I'm too weak, I'm too little. 5'7", 4 inches. He used to be 5'9". He shrunk. He knew he would never die out if he didn't bring somebody with him for protection. We at that bar with him. We figured it out. I'm the one that got up from the table. I approached him, and I was saying to myself, give me a reason. Please, God, if there's one up there, give me a reason to wear. After everything he said about me, it was my golden, it was my golden moment. I couldn't do anything. Yes, he raised his fist to mine. Honest. I already spoke to police and said, let the other guy fist to hit you. Do whatever the fuck you want, they said. Just don't get a gun and shoot. Do what you need to do, Mr. B. Do what you need to do to protect yourself and or your family. I guarantee you, if he raised his hand to me, blood spilled in that establishment. His blood, not mine. Now, yes, it was planned for him to come there. We won't mention names, but it was planned. Totally planned, because this fucking loser, this moron, wanted to try to get more subs and drama going on his show. Said, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't you show up? Don't worry, Frank ain't gonna hurt you. I'm here to protect you. But that wasn't enough. A friend of his, Brian, who comes into Cebu often, here and there, big guy, comes to drink with this guy all the time. They hang out together. He sat at the other side of the bar like nobody would know who he was. But apparently he was recognized after all. He would have never have faced me in person ever. And fuck my age. My age had nothing to do with it, man. I'm not a big guy, but I tower over Barry easily. And I've got muscle compared to him. He's a breadstick, like somebody else. He could not defend himself. He admitted himself that the only way I could ever defend myself, I'm going to have a weapon. I'm going to have a weapon. And he was low enough to produce a knife to scare a poor waitress. We don't know what he said when he muted it. I don't owe you any money. He did this to intimidate this poor waitress. That's what he did. That's what a coward he is. He did it to intimidate the waitress. Pieces of shit like this don't belong in this country. Now, you all could do all you want with each other. I like to just sit back and watch all the idiots go at each other. But when it comes to me personally, that's when I take action. Now, a lot of people didn't believe me that I would go anywhere with Barry. I would never go to distance. Well, did I or not? And about the immigration thing, well, Barry's only in there for the immigration. Well, guys, I explained. He would not have been in there just for immigration. He would not have happened. He would have ran free for more years to come. Who knows how many years to come. If I didn't get in there and produce to the Bureau of Immigration all these videos of his hatred, all his videos of using Filipinos, his threats, okay, they were ready to go way back, okay, before COVID, ready to go. They were ready to issue an arrest warrant. It was happening, finally. Then the COVID came. Boy, how disappointed I was. I was pissed. I mean, I was just really pissed. All the work I did for what? But I made up for lost time. When the COVID cleared, I went back into action again. And I do it again with anyone on here. Don't ever fucking threaten my family. Don't ever fucking call me or label me as a child predator. Ever. Because if there's a possibility of knowing who you are, if I don't know you already, and knowing where you live, and as long as you're in this country, I'll find you. I'll find you. And you're not going to like what happens. First, I'll find you where you're located. I'll be very quiet about it. Then I'll go from there, like I did with Barry. I will do anything I need to do to get you in front of a trial judge, to get you in a jail cell. Because let me tell you something. You could say things in anger, get away with it once, get away with it twice. But when it gets beyond that point, okay, no more holding back. Nobody. There's no reason. Call them any name in the book you want to call them. Ugly, whatever, stupid. Never call anybody. That's a death sentence to some people. You don't know with somebody when they're pissed off enough. You don't know. You don't know their psychology. Don't take it when they tell you stop. You don't stop. And then you put shows on and safety in numbers. Like two clowns came on with a few videos lately. Total fucking losers. About Dimples. You know, I was mad at Dimples back in the day because she was with Barry. I was mad at her only because I felt that, why are you supporting this guy? You heard everything he's done. Do you think it's right? Of course, because she was with Barry, she defended Barry. Okay. I actually have nothing against Dimples at all. And as far as her boyfriend, house, what the hell is wrong with that? Now that guy, when he does come to this area in the Philippines, hope and pray that he would pay a visit to these creeps. He's a big guy. I think he's probably a good guy. Dimples that much, like I did with my girlfriend. Thought enough to try to seal her future. And his with her, I think. He's not a bad guy from what I'm understanding. To defend his woman last night when they were under the... And her. Not a bad guy to defend his woman. Understand how I feel. But you got to understand, everybody who poses a threat and says they're going to do this and that comes true. But there are exceptions that they're going to go as far as they were hoping to go to get or remedy a situation needs to be remedied. You don't know energy on here. You don't know. And when you continue making enemies, you're going to build up a force against you. That maybe somebody's going to see you and they happen to be in the area and you're in bar and they know where you are and they wait for you to come out that door or just go right and take care of business. When Mick came to that one time, these stooges were in the bar, okay? The one individual backed Now, this guy Mick was supporting Biggie, like Biggie, but nevertheless, just to put the facts out there. It was unexpected. It's a big guy to fear. So Ricky normally does, but he mentions his name, so I might as well. Ricky does. He'll back down. He'll only act like a coward and go behind a senior citizen and slap him. That's what he does. And he's not even human. He's a piece of shit. He's a coward. So when Mick came in, the other creep, Brevis, yeah, I was locked and loaded. Fuck you. Locked and loaded my ass. Fucking Brett's criminal from California. Fucking drug addict, pothead. A lot of these people are running away from something, and it's very interesting to go into their past and find out running away from and let the immigration people know. Now, I had asked somebody yesterday on my show, I mentioned my name anymore. Don't talk about me. I'll give you I'll give you out of jail, free, the Monopoly board, okay? What did he do? He came on with a show, my full fucking name. It's all on, dude. Sent out the information that I did. I'll be talking to my lawyer. Sent him CC. You want to play with me? I'll tell you what. I'll make it worse than. I got so much shit on you, dude. I've been collecting so much shit. You tried to remove on your channel. It's impossible. Poured me all the time. So easy to do. So easy. You want a scarecrow? I'll give you a volcano worth of fucking fire. And you know I will. This ain't just words. It's never just words. It's reality. I don't like you or your buddy. I don't like my people. Brevis, you motherfucker. I will get anybody and everybody involved in this matter, no matter what direction it takes. I have decided. Don't work with the law. Maybe somebody out to these broadcasts will do it for me because maybe they have a gripe. Oh, it could happen. A lot of people pissed off at these guys, even a newbie that's out there in Boracay. It's more important to these guys to get views and subs and donations than in their own personal. That's how fucked up they are in the head. That's how fucked up they are. It's not a matter of when justice will be served on these people. If it's a when. Big difference. Would align with me, only this time a little bit different. Other than talking about this on today's show, there will be nothing spoken about this again in the future. What I feel that I have to do, and these people are such dumbasses that they'll continue to do what they do until somebody stops them, whether it's the law or somebody's fist. Somebody pissed off. Am I just a bunch of words? What do you want? Barry thought I was a bunch of words, didn't he? Again. And what is he facing today? Okay, I don't need to go over. I said what I needed to say. The thin line, Mr. Jarrett. You're walking on a very thin line. You too, Brevis. A lot of people can't stand looking at you, listening to you. You are an irresponsible thug is what you are. You and women. You go to the bars while your woman's have a baby. Poor kid. To have a biological father. Poor innocent child that's going to be born, and you're in a relationship, and you don't have as much money as you try to tell people you do. Neither you're trying to just hang on to somebody else's, coattails, to be heard. Look, attention-starved people in my. I don't know what your life was like in America, but I have a good idea. Philippines, why? To get in trouble in a foreign country? To get in trouble in a foreign country? Fucking out of your mind. Look, believe me, I was taking care of business with somebody out there. Driven really close. I didn't do anything but legal. Believe me, I was close of taking matters in my own hand. My own hand, but through my girlfriend and through my own conscience. Don't handle it a certain way because you have to live out here. You don't want to make waves. This is your home. And you don't want to fuck with the legal system out here. It's voracious. It's hellacious. You don't want to fuck with the government out here. Keep your nose clean legally because you will pay the price like Barry is. And he's not going to tell you that right now. He is miserable. Don't mind him when Ricky food. By the way, Ricky, you going to make any transparency on all the donations that now you try to do something for this Brian guy? Another clever donation scam, right? We know $40 a month apartments. Well, you joke about my law. in Hawaii that Frank's going to owe 60,000 American dollars. I'm going to get a dime off me. But secondly, get out to Fazio when the smoke clears. You're joking about me? They got you. Yeah. They got you. On a default judgment. That's a lot different than being guilty of some crime. It's a civil case, not a criminal case, by the way. But if you went premeditated, an older man, not in great shape, and you snuck up behind him and you assault, this is what a low life you are. I hope that Dimples and her boy you a visit unexpected. Not have to wait for her boyfriend to come down here. Dimples is a Filipina, and she's making a lot of connections and family connections out here. I hope, and I pray, and I'm not even religious, that takes vengeance on you, Ricky, on you, Brevis. I hope you like to pay. Is that one of your famous phrases? You know what, Rickster and Brevis, you're both going to pay at one time or another. You will. You keep the direction you go. I told you I don't even want you to even mention my name and not even a comment that. How many chances am I supposed to give you? Well, I already sent out material to the various agencies, and I did what I said I was going to do. I had it on draft. Oh, all I had to do is go back to my Yahoo account or my Gmail. All I had to do, bring it up. Okay, send. Voila, like magic. Electronically gets sent to all these proof. Now, the next time I come to Cebu, I will be per agencies. And I have to let my attorney know what's going on, too, in case of any assistance in that. Went over the line, Ricky, you're going to pay the price. If not today, if not tomorrow, next month. But I say, unless you delete and get off YouTube and leave a lot of these good people alone that don't the shit that you dish out to people just so you can get popular and you need the attention and you need the money. Hey, Ricky, what's better, to being in jail or to make a couple of bucks on your show? You have to ask yourself that. You have to. And so's your associates have to ask yourself that question. There are people out there that will do something physically to both of you guys, to any of you out there. I know there is. I know there is. You feel, do you? Do you feel lucky? I said that to Barry. Where is he now? He's lucky he's alive. Somebody did hit him over the head with something. I don't know. Oh, it happened. It wasn't me. I wish I could take the credit for it, but it wasn't me. So it's true. There are people that may not like you out there that will take action. Words. All it takes is one person out of many to find you when your next restaurant or bar, to find out exactly where you visit and when you least expect it. Lights out Irene. Could that happen? Of course it is. Mathematical odds that could happen? Probably hard anything. I personally had it. I promised myself I will not take any more. If you have crossed the line to the point I feel I have to do something, and I will go through it. You were on my shit list, Ricky. I'll tell you that. I said on another show, you were on my shit list. Fucking time. Do I sound serious? Big fucking time. Don't act innocent. Treated Gilda with respect. Fuck you. Your illnesses anyway, but I'd rather see you in a fucking jail cell. From this fucking country, like Barry will, to come back here again and to harm any out here. Barry's days of harming another Filipinas are over. And I made sure of it, that it will never happen again. And if I could help it, it will never happen. If he miraculously matched country after his long-term incarceration, I will be there again to make sure he doesn't do a repeat performance. See it. I'm still alive. I'll be here. And if you want to go with me, Ricky, you go ahead and you do it. I'm not intimidated by you, and I've never been intimidated by you. You're a cow. How big your calves are, or how tall you are. Fight with anybody. Your high blood pressure would spike so high that you probably would have a heart. You're obese. You're overweight. Of activity, you probably couldn't breathe very well. Your respiration will go down completely. Blood pressure will shoot up. A potential stroke or heart attack. You don't want to get into a fight with anybody because you're sure. I've seen all these close encounters you had in Thailand. And boy, they should have just whooped your fucking ass, gotten it over with. I needed to say on here today. I want to thank you guys for coming by. You're being watched, Ricky. I'm monitoring you. Every fucking move you take, every step you take, I'll be watching you. You're under my microscope right now, whether you like it or not. And we're going to see what kind of the agencies I'm in touch with. My next trip to Cebu, I will be bringing hard evidence to two particular offices. And one of you off somebody there that helped me out with another situation. I will be talking to a police officer who works agent for a particular organization and not immigration. Not immigration. Okay? that's helped me out. I will do everything I can to shut you up and knock a silly smirk off your fucking ugly pig nose face. Did it with Barry? Oh, try me, pig nose. Or I'm begging you on my other show. I'm begging you. Push it, like your buddy liked to say. Loaded. What a fucking joke that guy is. How do they piss on women? It amazes me how they just piss the way they do. In their country, in the women's country, in the Filipinos country. How they piss. They got families and brothers and mothers and fathers and cousins. You fuck a Filipino over here, according to what you do. They'll get. Now I haven't even mentioned about people's relatives. I haven't even what you've done to other women. You don't know what they're gonna do. Well, I tell you, you in line just to get views and get money for donations. Ask yourself, is it really worth it?